The two newest rides at Disney World in Florida are Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and TRON Lightcycle Run. In this video, we are going to be sharing our top tips for how to make sure you get on these new rides with the virtual queue, as well as prepare you for what to expect when you're riding them. Don't worry though, we won't give any spoilers for the rides themselves, so you can experience them for the first time when you ride them, although we will show and describe parts of the queues. TRON and Cosmic Rewind are currently the newest rides in Disney World, and because of that, both of these rides can only be ridden by joining a virtual queue or by purchasing an individual Lightning Lane pass. If you are expecting to show up at the parks and just wait in line for these rides, you'll be very disappointed. There are no standby lines. It can be a bit tricky getting into the virtual queues, and they also fill up within seconds. So we're going to share our tips for maximizing your chances, as well as share our experience for how we snag spots in the virtual queue for both of these new rides. If you're planning to join the virtual queue, your first chance to join starts at precisely 7 a.m. local time in Orlando, Florida. This can seem early, especially if you were out late in one of the Disney parks, but it's worth the early wake up. To maximize your chances of getting in, we recommend starting the process at least 15 minutes before the queue actually opens. First, open your My Disney Experience app and click on the three bars in the bottom right-hand corner. Click on the virtual queue option and then select the ride you are trying to join. You must have an advanced reservation for that day at the park you're going to be at to be able to join the virtual queue. Make sure you have selected everyone in your party who wishes to ride, and then refresh your screen over and over, starting a few seconds before 7 a.m. until a button pops up prompting you to join the virtual queue. We used a different phone with a clock showing the seconds so that we would know exactly when to refresh our phones. Most people, including Disney themselves, recommend that only one person in your group attempt to join the queue. However, we had better success with two people in our group attempting at the same time. One got in and one did not. After you've entered the virtual queue, your group will be assigned a boarding group number and will be given an estimated wait time. For Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, we were assigned group 61 with an estimated wait time of 450 minutes. And for TRON Lightcycle Run, we were assigned group 5 with an estimated wait time of 160 minutes. Keep an eye on your app throughout the day, as your wait time will be adjusted to reflect the time that your group will be boarding. Once your group is called, you should receive a notification on your app, and you will be given a 1-hour window from that time to enter the ride. If the ride breaks down, that could extend your boarding time further into the day. And if it breaks down after you've entered the ride, you'll be given either the choice to wait in line for it to reopen, or you can leave and they will give you a Lightning Lane pass to come back later at any point in the day. Another option is you can use the Lightning Lane pass that they give you for another ride in the park if the ride is down for the day. If you aren't successful in snagging a spot in the virtual queue during the first opening at 7 a.m., you will have a second chance at 1 p.m. To be eligible for the 1 p.m. virtual queue, you must already be physically in the park before 1 p.m. The same process will apply to the 1 p.m. virtual queue as the 7 a.m. virtual queue. If you are staying at a premium Disney resort on property, you may also be eligible for a third chance to join the virtual queue at 6 p.m. if there are extra magic hours at the park that day. Although it is kind of a hassle to deal with these virtual queues, trust us, it's worth it. These rides are both amazing. If you do not want to risk the chance of getting on these rides using the virtual queues, you will also have the option to purchase individual Lightning Lane passes. The Lightning Lane passes for TRON are currently running $20 per person, and the Lightning Lane passes for Guardians are currently running $15 to $17 per person depending on the day. These passes are available to purchase starting at 7 a.m. as well, and sell out quickly, usually within the first 30 minutes of the day. So if you plan to purchase one of these passes, we recommend that you do so right at 7 a.m. when they become available. If you refresh the app throughout the day, there is a chance that more Lightning Lane passes can become available. If you choose to ride via Lightning Lane passes, your time in the queue will be much shorter and you will miss a lot of the exhibits.
Now that we've covered the two ways to get on these rides, let's go over the rides themselves and what to expect. First up, let's talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This ride officially opened on May 27th, 2022, and at the time of this video is still only able to be ridden by using the virtual queue. It's located at Epcot in the Wonders of Xandar Pavilion, which is the first otherworld pavilion at Epcot. It's currently the world's largest indoor roller coaster and Disney's first reverse launch coaster, and is also the first and currently only roller coaster at Epcot. There's a minimum height requirement of 42 inches to be able to ride, but there is a rider swap available for those with small children who aren't able to ride. You'll find a Star Blaster ship from the Xandarian Nova Corps sitting just outside the entrance of the ride. It is really cool to see this full-size ship, and we highly recommend stopping for a quick picture with it before entering the ride. When you walk into the queue, you'll be entering the Galaxarium, which is similar to a planetarium. A Xandarian supercomputer named WorldMind explains how they are learning about the culture of Terrans. The screen changes and plays different scenes which you can enjoy while you wait in line. We especially enjoyed the parts where World Mind shared what they had learned about Terrans from Peter Quill. As you continue making your way through the queue, you'll enjoy various displays featuring the Xandarian culture, Xandarian ships, uniforms of the Nova Corps, high-ranking officers, and interviews with each member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. These interviews were filmed on set of the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and there are multiple clips that entertain guests as they wait in line. It was fun to hear Peter Quill describe his first visit to Epcot as a kid.
After making your way through the exhibits, the ride experience starts, so we won't spoil the rest of it for you. We'll just answer a few commonly asked questions. The first question is, does the ride spin? The answer is yes, but it doesn't spin like the teacups. The individual cars are designed to be able to rotate 360 degrees, but it's more to give you the effect of traveling through space, not a spinning sensation. The next question we've been asked is, are there any big drops on the ride? While it is a roller coaster and there are ups and downs, there are no major drops on the ride, and you won't get that awful stomach dropping feeling that you would get on a big coaster like Expedition Everest. It doesn't go upside down or have any other major big coaster concerns. However, it does reach high speeds. One of our favorite things about this ride is how incredibly fast it was. The next question is it pitch black during the ride? No. While it is a very dark indoor ride, you will still be able to see the tracks. It is not as dark as Space Mountain is. There are also screens through the ride that add extra light at various times. The last question is, are there different varieties of the ride or is it the same every time? The ride itself doesn't change. However, the music selection does. There are 6 possible songs that you may experience during the ride. When you exit the ride, look for the Treasures of Xandar gift shop on the side of the building. You won't exit through the gift shop after this ride like you do for most of the other Disney rides. Being huge Guardians of the Galaxy fans, we were personally a little disappointed with the small variety of items in the gift store and hope to see these improve over time.
Let's move on to TRON Lightcycle Run. This is the newest ride at any of the Disney World parks and can be found at Magic Kingdom. It officially opened to the public on April 4th, 2023, and we were lucky enough to be one of the first groups to ride it before April 4th during the soft opening. It is located in Tomorrowland, right behind the Speedway and Space Mountain rides. The height requirement for this ride is 48 inches. We don't have as much to say about TRON as we did Cosmic Rewind, as it wasn't as immersive of an experience. The queue starts outdoors but is covered, so you won't have to worry about standing in the sun. Part of the ride is outdoors and will be above you, so it is a little loud, including the frequent screams of guests enjoying the roller coaster. Once you go inside, you'll enter a hallway that makes you feel like you've entered the grid. Everything inside is bright neon blue, and you'll get a preview right away of the loading zone for the ride. This is the only sneak peek we'll show you, so we don't spoil too much. Once you reach the next room, you'll be winding around the room several times in line, and screens will be playing, giving you information about the ride and how to prepare. We don't recommend that you wear any hats or Mickey ears on the ride, or that you have anything in your pockets. Even if you don't have to worry about items falling out of your pockets, the ride is designed similar to riding on a motorcycle, and having items in your pocket could be quite uncomfortable. One thing that we really liked about this ride was that they had private lockers for you to store your items in while you ride. Most of the rides at Disney require you to keep your possessions with you, but because of the design of the TRON ride, you'll need to put everything in a locker. To be a little more specific, the ride does include a back brace, so wearing a backpack would not be possible. There are a ton of lockers to choose from in the locker room, and you'll be able to tell which lockers are available for use by whether they are lit up blue. The lockers are utilized by scanning them with either your Magic Band or a physical card copy of your park entrance ticket. After the ride, you'll be able to collect your belongings from the other side of the lockers. Don't forget to make a mental note of your locker number. There is a small compartment on the ride for your cell phone or other small items that you may want to keep with you. The TRON light cycles are slightly difficult to load onto, similar to Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom. You'll basically be mounting a motorcycle and there are calf and back restraints. You'll have to kneel and lean forward. If you're unsure if you'll be able to do this, there are test light cycles at the entrance of the ride that cast members can show you how to use. If you're unable to use the light cycles due to physical limitations, don't worry. There is an accessibility seat in the back where you can sit as you would on any other typical roller coaster with a lap restraint. Let's cover a few commonly asked questions about TRON. The first question is, how long is the ride? The entire ride is only about 1 minute long. We were very surprised with how quickly it was over and wish it would have lasted much longer. The second question is, are there any big drops on the ride? Very similar to Cosmic Rewind, there are ups and downs, but there are no major drops on the ride and you won't get a stomach dropping feeling. It doesn't go upside down. However, it does reach high speeds of almost 60 miles an hour. One of our favorite things about this ride was how incredibly fast it was. The last question we've been asked is it an indoor roller coaster or an outdoor roller coaster? The The answer is both. While you do start out indoors, part of the ride will take you outside for a brief amount of time.
In our opinion, both of these are absolutely must rides during your Disney World vacation. Although they can be a bit of a hassle to get onto due to only being accessible by virtual queue or lightning lane passes, they are totally worth it. We hope that you are able to ride them and that you enjoy them as much as we did. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to our channel for more Disney travel and food videos.